Let me say welcome to the Townhall Liberia discussions tonight, this beautiful Tuesday evening. Today is the 30th of September 2025, and today is the final edition of the Townhall Liberia discussions for the month of September. The next time we'll be here will be Friday, the 3rd of October 2025. So this is the final edition of the program for this month, and it's been a successful one. And so if you've been with us all the time, we'd like to say thanks for being with us. And if you're just joining us today for the first time, we'd like to say thanks also for joining us and make this place your home. My name is Lynn Forgoa, and tonight I'm going to be here, or probably I'll be joined by Mr. Maurice Dolly. Few of our colleagues are away. Paul the Lord Triple is away. He's not going to be on for a while. And Jamal Kamara is also busy. So I'm going to be here. It may be a monologue. I'm not too sure. But I think Francis Mensah, he has been traveling very busy. And we hope he can join us because he's been visiting Washington, D.C. to attend the Diasporan conference. So we hope he can join us so he can give us some update from that conference. But whatever the case is, again, my name is Linford Goa, and tonight I will be here to give you some of the much needed information, some of which you have heard, and some I will be hearing for the very first time. So we're going to take a musical break, and while we're on the musical break, we'll ask you to share the show. But when we come back, we'll be going into directly into our program. But let's acquaint you with some of what we'll be talking about tonight. As you know, President Joseph Boakai should be returning home today after attending the UNGA and also meeting with Liberian diasporas, especially or diaspora Liberians, especially in the United States of America. That program was attended by Liberians all over America, as I understand, as reports say, and so. He should be returning home. But on that program, he did call on Liberians in the diaspora to return home and make their contribution to the nation building process of Liberia. So we'll be delving into that. And we'll also look at the legal controversy that hangs over the appointment of the Chief Justice's son to the position of Associate Justice, I think in Nima County. But there have been some legal wrangling. He's saying that it's not nepotistic, while other legal-minded people are accusing him of practicing nepotism in government, especially at his level as Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia. We'll also be looking at the merits of that. And on the international front, we have just, I think, one story for you, which is very important. President Donald Trump has been laying down his roadmap for lasting peace in the Middle East, especially in Gaza, in the war between Israel and Gaza. So we'll be hearing from him what are some of the things that he thinks should be done to bring the crisis to an end. And I'm sorry for my voice because I've been down with cold, but I think we can make it. So I want to say stay with us, and we're going to take a musical break. While we're on a musical break, if you join us, please share the show.
Sweet for me to pass, then they settle for set. Yeah, when you turn it around for good, from the way to farewell. The grace I carried, I none they met, the church to do well. Oh no, she said she let me go look my flow, yeah. So she let feel it in her body, you let me her heart be slow down. Watch out, Africa me like it's close. Tell the way it goes, my shoes shine, my t-shirt, my face show. Find a friend like me, find a friend like me. If you not want betrayal, find a friend like me, find a friend like me, find a friend like me. If you not want betrayal, find a friend like me. Some kind of way I can get it, but I must buy a name for. Some kind of way you can do it for me. You can do it, you can do it. But I must buy a name for. But I must buy a name for. If I'm girl, I swear I love you. Anything I can do for you. You are the only one for me. If I'm boy, I swear I love you. I can do without you. I say, baby, you are the one for me. We're so different. We're so different. When it comes to something, when I let me tell you how I feel, baby. Let me tell you the feeling is real, baby. When I wanna take you to your paradise. Every other thing is gonna be cool and I. But when I we're so different. We're so different. When it comes to something,
Through trials and tribulations, you have prevailed. The spirit is unbreakable, never derailed. With a rich heritage and culture and grace, Liberia, you are the land we embrace.
You are welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia.
And yes, indeed, you are welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia discussions. My name is Linford Ward. Tonight, it may be a monologue. I'm not too sure because most of my friends or my colleagues are away.
Through trials and tribulations, you have prevailed. The spirit is unbreakable, never.
Sorry for that interruption. Like I said, it's going to be a monologue probably, but I expect that some of my colleagues will be joining us. Few of them are away, and some of them will be joining us. But let's welcome a few people here. Ochadela, Brown, Cherokee, you're welcome. And for those of you joining us via Jala TV, if we don't recognize you by name, we want to say welcome and please help us to share the show. As usual, we start with our foreign news, and our foreign desk director is not in studio with us tonight. In fact, it's going to be away for a while. But while he's away, we'll be doing our best to bring in maybe one or two top stories from the international scene. And so tonight, I have just one story for you from the international scene. And the reason why I have selected this one particular headline from the international scene is because we've been talking about this issue all of the time on this program. And we've made up our mind that we'll follow it to the end to see how it's going to end. And that's the war in Gaza. The war in Gaza, as you know, the Palestinians and Israel have been at war since almost 1 year now, because it was October last year. It's just about 1 year. And this war had lasted for this length of time, and there seemed at a time in the past there seemed to be no end. Everybody was kind of like, when is this war going to end? Why is Israel continuing the aggression? And this war even extended by de facto, extended to Iran and all this kind of thing. But it seems as though there are some efforts being made. And usually people are saying that the United States is the one that Israel depends on to carry out all of these wars that they fight around, attacking other countries. So President Donald Trump of the United States of America is now like saying he has some plans to make this war come to an end. But the question is, how feasible is his effort? Whether the group that are involved in this fight will be able to abide, because we've seen many times that similar efforts are being made, but to no avail. So that's the biggest question. So tonight we'll hear from President Trump what are the methods that he will employ to bring this war to an end. So without wasting your time, let's go to that video and hear from President Donald Trump of the United States of America, so that we can hear what he has to say about that war.
Accepted by Hamas, this proposal calls for the release of all remaining hostages immediately, but in no case more than 72 hours. So the hostages are coming back. Arab and Muslim countries have committed, and in writing in many cases, but I actually would take their word for it. The people I mentioned, I'd take their word for it, to demilitarize Gaza, and that's quickly. Decommission the military capabilities of Hamas and all other terror organizations. Do that immediately. And we're relying on the countries that I named and others to deal with Hamas. And I'm hearing that Hamas wants to get this done too, and that's a good thing. And destroy all terror infrastructure, including the tunnels, weapons, production facilities. They have a lot of production facilities that we're destroying. They'll also help train local police forces in the areas that we're discussing right now, in particular in and around Gaza, working with the new transitional authority in Gaza. All parties will agree on a timeline for Israeli forces to withdraw in phases. They'll be withdrawing in phases.
Okay, you just heard President Donald Trump of the United States of America laying down the conditions for the end to that war. Now, one of the things he said that I can take away is that they are calling for the demilitarization of Hamas. Hamas should be no more military force in that region. And he also said that the two countries have committed, that is Palestine and Israel, they have committed on paper to abide by the terms and conditions of that ceasefire. And the both countries have also agreed to disengage. But let me welcome my colleague and panelist, Mr. Maurice Dolly. I don't know if Mr. Dolly can hear me. Mr. Dolly, do you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
How you doing? How you doing, my dear brother?
Yeah, great. I'm fine. I want to say welcome to you.
You're muted, please.
I'm not muted. Maybe you don't hear me, but I'm not muted.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you well. But I want to say welcome to you, and we just play a video concerning the efforts to end the war in Gaza between Israel and the Palestinians. But the question that everybody will be asking is whether this effort will yield any fruits, because we've seen in the past several times people have tried to make similar intervention, especially the United States of America, but it's not working. And that's almost similar case in the case of the war between Russia and Ukraine. So few points that I took away from that video. One is that Hamas will be no more military force. They will demilitarize them. That means they will remove all that military power. They will, like what happened in Liberia at the end of the war, right? They will demobilize all of the fighters. And then Israel has also agreed to withdraw its forces. And the two countries have agreed, in essence, to abide by the terms and conditions of that ceasefire. So I don't know, whether do you think this thing will hold at this time?
Yeah, let me give you my honest opinion. I come in 1 minute, let me put my glasses on. Remember?
Yeah, go on.
Let me give you my honest opinion on that thing. I've been watching it since this today. When that news came up, I did something they call Conflict Resolution Committee, Conflict Resolution Strategy. I did that in Manchester. If I am to be the one as a Gaza to make a decision on the thing, I will accept the proposal. One reason, I know fully well that the people here, they are more powerful. If I continue to fight them this way, they will finish me off. So basically, the only way we can survive to accept certain conditions in order for us to remain alive. So it will be necessary for Gaza to accept, since they have coming up with this document, nobody will be forced out of the place. People will be allowed to go out and come in. Hamas have been classified, but even within the Palestinians themselves as a military group that terrorizing them, the guards rush not idea. So the central government of Palestine and the Hamas way of handling things is quite different. So they don't have full support from the entire Arab communities in that area.
But the question, the major question everybody asking now is, because you see, if there is no way that anybody can divorce Hamas from Palestine, because Palestine as it is,
they're citizens. But
hold on. Palestine as it is, they have no standing army as that we know of. They have been having these small groups, like they used to have the the PLO under Yasser Arafat, which was the Palestinian Liberation Army under Yasser Arafat. When he died, that group, nobody knows what happened to them. And I want to believe that most of them dissolved into, or they got absorbed by other smaller military groups. And now they end up with the major one that they have now, which is Hamas. There may be some smaller splinter groups. So in the absence of a standing Palestinian army that everybody knows of, okay, so Hamas could be serving or playing that role for the Palestinians. So the question is, how much authority does the Palestinian, or how much power does the Palestinian Authority have over Hamas to make them to abide by this ceasefire?
Thank you very much. Let me just give you a little history about that entire establishment of something they call Hamas. Hamas were established by a radical old man who was a priest. He came up with the radical ideas. When the PROs start being so political, so Hamas was created immediately as a radical group. In that manner, they continue to grow momentum, support from the Palestinian communities and here and there resume. Then they transform to political process party. They have a Hamas political party. They even went for election with Fatah. They have two political party systems that place, the Fatah and the Hamas. Hamas won the prime minister's post to become prime minister. But because of the radical ideology they have, and the Fatahs were trying to place civil administrators' ideas and working directly under the ruling establishment, the president, the PROs that dissolved and became government, then the Fatahs was working under them. There was a Fatah group. The Hamas group was the prime minister group. So that had the being existing until the thing been happening. They got more popularities in Palestine. But the point of their ideas, they've been getting more major support from Iran. Iran and Hamas have a common thinking. So for this reason, so they've been having a lot of support from Iran to carry on their movement in Palestine. But at this moment, what I am looking at as a conflict resolution man, when you are fighting a powerful general or powerful government, and you know fully well that you got no support from anywhere to subdue this or to win the war with this powerful general, what do? You fight hard to come up with certain conditions that to compromise certain things in order for the pressure to be released from on you. That is the stage now the Hamas in. The Hamas need to do what? To accept one of the things that in their agreement that this men put up, Hamas will not be they will not be having a military process. They will not having a military force. They will dissolve that. You can agree to it because they had a political party. Hamas had a political party, and they are popular. So, send the people say we don't want you people to be having a military, and they have not been naturalized. National army. They can agree to that to dissolve the military branch and concentrate on the political branch to, to reinforce the political branch to work with the international community in order for the rest of the people that are there to survive. Because right now, all the other Western countries will always say, oh, this thing that is going on is not good, it's not good, but they will never step in to stop the killing. Because America is supporting the killer, and the killer will continue to kill so long America is supporting. Since America himself has come out with this statement, let them reduce everything into black and white. And one of the statements that they made in the negotiation was to have some Western leadership, like the former Prime Minister of England, to serve on in a transitional governing system to put the country back on her feet, to put the situation back on her feet. I think it's best time for them to accept some of the things then. And also all their people that was arrested for whatever reason, they said they're going to release almost 1,000 plot and they're going to give them armistice and things there.
Yeah, both sides are going to I think exchange
Okay, they're going to release the people.
The major one of the major question that I'm thinking about that I just asked is so who's going to regulate this Hamas? Because Hamas, like I said,
the makers
has no standing army. So who because the civilian
the political branch can do it because these are the ones that are right now in Qatar. The political branch, not the military branch though. The political branch is the one that in Qatar. They were based in Iran. Their leader was in Iran. The Israelis manipulate. They managed to go there and assassinate the man because they were having spy in the midst of the Iranian. So they killed the leader, Hamas first leader. They killed him. So the deputy leaders and some political leaders, then they are in Qatar.
Okay. And when I ask this question, I ask from a backdrop of what I know about the kind of military groups that are not conventional army. We also in Liberia when we have warring factions.
Yeah.
The leaders, the political leaders or the leaders for those groups will be in Accra or in Abuja or somewhere Banjul discussing while the forces on the ground are fighting. You see,
Yeah.
so that's why I'm asking who's going to regulate or who's going to hold Hamas accountable or exercise authority over them to want to buy the stuff. But we hope that the ceasefire will hold, and we hope that both sides will abide by the terms and conditions because they according to Trump, they have committed to do that. So anybody who's going to break it now, then that person is the one that everybody will see as the aggressor. But let's move to Liberia. We have a story about Liberia. I'm going to share this screen, and we then we can discuss it. The chief justice of Liberia is coming under fire for allegedly appointing his son to serve as associate justice in Nima County. That's Chief Justice Nyame Bese. His son, I think his son is William Bese.
Associate magistrate.
Okay, magistrate. Let me see. Well, the story has a different way as associate justice. But okay, but whatever it is, he is saying that it is lawful. There is nothing against him appointing his son as, because this is a presidential mandate according to the story, that the justices that they appointed, they are like students, okay? They are in the law school already, but they are going to be practicing. So this chief justice is saying that his son being associate magistrate, there was appointing his son as associate magistrate under him. There was not violate any law in Liberia, and he has challenged all of the people who are making issues with him to point to any part of the law that says that as chief justice, that justice cannot appoint his son or any of the relatives. And so this is a legal wrangling. But then the legal minds are pointing to the code of conduct, okay, where in that code of conduct, I can't lay my hand on a particular section because I didn't have much time to go through it. I'm not too familiar with it. Let me be frank. But some part of the code of conduct that I know is that the president or any appointed government official, like ministers or whatever, cannot take any gift from anybody in the tune of $250, exceeding $250. That one, I'm fully aware of it. And I think somewhere in there it talks about appointing your close relatives into positions, especially like in the same office that you work or in the same company that you work. I mean, in the same branch of government that you work. So, the chief justice said, no, there is nothing in the law against that. And so he's been challenged. What is your experience? What do you think? Is it? I mean, let's forget about the legal side, where there is nothing in the Constitution, okay, that forbids that. But let's look at the moral side, okay? We forget about the legal side. We look at the moral side and looking at the how to put it, like just the moral side, where you can have your family there working in not a private company, but this is a government position that all of people should have opportunity to work in. But because you're there, you bring in your close relatives, your family. How do you look at that? You'll be in government for a while.
You know what happened? First of all, the chief justice know what he's doing. Let me tell you this. That appointment it have not been made by the chief justice. It's been made by the president. It's a presidential appointment. The president have no family connection with chief justice son. That is one of the strategic point the Chief Justice have. Number two, the person who they just appointed, he, it can be temporary, it can be permanent, or whatever. He will work on a head branch of government. That not have nothing to do with it. He got no problem with that. But if he himself could hold his son hand and have him employed in his department or in his section, then he can be what? Illegal. But so long he didn't do it, is the appointee from the president and he have some qualification, some form of qualification. There's nothing wrong with it. Let me tell you something, Linfa. You see, in our Liberian judicial law or constitution, each former police officer or former military man have a right to recommend one of their child to replace them in the police. If you are a policeman, if you are immigration, you have a right to recommend one of your child to be employed in the police for while you are living. In the army, the same thing. So this thing they have not forbidden in our constitution. Your child can be employed, but you cannot be the one to employ the person in your department. That's what I know of. So the Chief Justice know what he's doing.
He didn't put it down.
So now get to.
Yeah, but others could argue, or others are arguing that the appointment of the Chief Justice's son could be caused by him, or he would have influenced it, maybe influence the president, tell the president, I want my son to work.
Did you hear what I just said? I said, as a member of the government, you can recommend any of your child for job to replace you. But the point of the matter is, he is not the one that did the employment.
No, that's what I'm saying. Maybe he influenced it. He told the president, "Look, I want my son to work."
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Bring the law that will tell you that something wrong with it. You're not there. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with that. Even you, Linfo, if you are working for LBS, you reach to a certain age in LBS. Maybe you're on your way to retirement in there. You can train one of your child to be a veteran journalist and recommend them to employ. You can employ him. But if you can be the director general of LBS,
if it is legal, like you are saying that it's allowed, it's legal, then no problem. Because even Councilor Kanyo Bala, who is also a legal luminary, and I think he's a professor and teaching law, said that there's no problem with the Chief Justice son being appointed as associate magistrate. So if it is legal, then no problem, but it's just the usual Liberian laws that can bring some of these discussions up, because people.
It's not forbidding, but I don't say it's legal, but it's not forbidding to be done. It's not forbidding.
Okay, but let's move on to the next thing about Liberia. That is, the president just ended his the president just ended his visit to the United States. I'm not sure whether he's back in Liberia. He should be returning actually today. Yeah. So, but while he was in America, he killed several birds with one stone. He attended the UNGA, that is the UN General Assembly, and then he spoke there. And instead of coming to Liberia and then going back to go meet the Liberian diasporas in the United States, he decided to remain there and meet them. And the meeting was held, or that town hall meeting was held over the weekend. And reports are that it was well attended, and a lot of people got different opinions about it. Some people say it was well planned, well attended, and well planned. While some people have problem with the formation of the body itself, the chairperson not being in the, not being, or because it was supposed to be like a business forum. So the chairperson of that is a reverend, is a minister of the gospel. He's not a businessman, and all these kind of things. People got mixed reactions, and of course, this is normal. This is normal in a democracy. This is normal in a multicultural society where everybody is looking at things differently. And I love that.
Perspective, yes.
Yeah, that's what I love about democracy, and then the plurality where everybody cannot be on the same line. But the president made some statements where he called on diaspora Liberians, including me and you, to go back to Liberia to help with the nation building process. What did you take away from that?
Yeah, that statement there is just of Yamumu for me. Before you call people to come to Liberia or to leave the diaspora to come, you have to establish an avenue. Are you there, Linford?
Yeah, I'm here. Just go ahead.
Okay. You have to establish avenues where when people go, you will not be intimidated. You will be able to function to whatever they want to do freely over fear and favor. But that is not the case for our country right now. What we see happening in our country, if we are not warning with the ruling establishment, you got a problem. If you are not warning with the ruling establishment, you got a problem. You got a problem in different forms. You got a problem in establishing your business. You got a problem in securities. You got a problem in association and whatever. So basically, based on that, if the government wants our citizens to go back to Liberia, let him provide sober and sound security system for every citizen of the country. And let him also exhibit something that make people to say, yes, something is going on well. I think I can go now. You didn't have to call people that you will say, yeah, I think I can go now. That is, those are already there, established got business, their business moving smoothly over any molestation or intimidation. So that is not the case in our country. No security. For God in heaven say, you go do heavy investment, God forbid. And then any misunderstanding, they burn your property. Even government will not step into to compensate you for it. You know that. So what would make be somebody to be brave to go? And I know how people struggle in this part of the world to make ends meet. So it's something to talk, but relatively, it's not so easy to happen right now. That's why.
Okay, yeah. I think that's just one of the views that people have been expressing.
Yeah, the government should not prepare.
There are several examples, to make anybody afraid to want to go there. This is a country where under the past government, 4 auditors were killed just in 1 week. Several people working with the government were killed. Several private citizens killed. Individuals killed. In fact, where somebody was cutting somebody's throat and they saved the person from the killer and they let the killer go. So people can look at these examples and be afraid. And I think that's just one of the several concerns that people are raising.
There is a coroner.
Yeah. But the question is, what if the government puts in security measures, which I don't know how they will do. But what if they say, okay, yeah, we're going to show you guys, we're going to put in security measures? You think diaspora Liberians are willing to just go by like that?
Yeah, if the government put the security measure as more exhibit, not just to say we put it in black and white.
Yeah, just continue talking. Let me get something quick.
Yeah, okay. Not because the government say, oh, we put the security mentions, we put the guideline, the blah blah blah, and spring all kinds of rigmarole and thing there. That's not the case. It must exhibit. We should see sound security system in the country. The ambulance will be effective. The hospital then will also be effective. Now, when you talk about security, it's not only about physical uniform person on the street. It's not about that. That's not all the cost security. The satisfaction of the citizen. Citizen can go to bed at any time they wish to go to bed. When they sick, they got somewhere where they can run to and they will get fair treatment. In health system will be unique, road system will be unique. All these things then will be effective. Then you will see the citizen coming back home to establish. But if none of these things then are not happening, forget it. Government will talk from now to Judgment Day. Only a few people want to go and rob. But real sound business.
You remind me of the talking the time where they say you go tire.
Yeah, you go tire. Okay, you see what one of the senators makes such a statement against a renowned businessman.
But let's look at another factor. And I like the way you put it when you say when we talk about security, we're not only talking about putting uniform on one guy and telling him to walk around the street. No. We got food security, which is very important. The citizens should have enough food to eat.
Yeah.
The other one is health security.
Yeah.
Somebody walking and the person gets sick. Where they will go? Here. In at least my part of Europe. No. If I just take a telephone and dial the number for the emergency, okay, you see ambulance coming.
Yes.
I remember when I first came to Sweden, that was a long time ago, and we were in this kind of small short stay refugee camp, and it was in the same July, August. We have just come from Liberia, and I think we can do in Liberia when you feel cold small, you see I get malaria, So I didn't know that the guy who was supposed to be, I remember this day was on a weekend, I think Saturday or Sunday. So the staff were not working, only we, the refugees, and a few other people. So it was this Arab guy who was responsible for us. And I just went to the guy, I told the guy, I said, I got malaria. Oh, my man, the guy called the ambulance.
Yes.
Before I could look, the first ambulance that came, because they told the man our room number, the man came straight. All of them were well dressed in mask. They just whisked me straight and tied me and put me in the ambulance. So while the ambulance was driving out, because it's in a fence, while we were getting out of the fence, another ambulance arrived. They said, that the man they carrying so. And the story goes that when the other ambulance left, then another one arrived again. 3 ambulances came from one. You see it? So the people, they are very, very, very careful with our citizens here.
This is what I'm talking about.
And so somebody leaving from here to go to Liberia, in the absence of all these kind of things we're talking about, no good medical. In fact, even the government officials themselves, when they get sick, they will leave and go to foreign country. So, and they are the ones calling on people to go there. So it's every day you'll be traveling to go to foreign country for help. So I think, like you said,
Liver. I'm sorry to cut you off. If I were in that conference when the president made that statement, I'm gonna ask him, do you have a referral hospital where everything is available, or do you have a sound health system that exists in every corner of our country? Because not everybody that going to invest will just remain in Monrovia. They will go into viewer counties and things to establish. So, do you have any of these things there? Can you show me this thing there? I bet you're not going to do it. You meet her.
If you ask that question, equally so, the investor is not going to Liberia with the purpose of getting sick. He could get sick.
No. But the point is, sickness, nobody invites sickness, but you can come anytime.
Yeah, you can come anytime, but that wouldn't be the sole purpose of the investor going there.
Before you invite people, even so where I am, I'm not going to where I am. I'm in the village, real village. You know what? We only got one corner store in this place there. You understand? But if I die now, you will see ambulance right to my door. Less than 15 minutes. You understand?
Okay. But another point that people are looking at when the president made that call is, the justice system. And I think it also ties in with the security thing. The justice system. Where let's say you take your investor from here or from England, you take this guy to Liberia, maybe you have convinced this guy and you have introduced a climate to the guy, and maybe you and the guy visited and he himself inspected the terrain and he knows that business can really work. And then you guys go finally, the men are taking your money, and all of you go finally to go establish a business. And before, say, the guy carried 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, before he could even register a business, they'll be asking him for money. He got to give bribe. And when you look, he has spent 150,000 from the 300,000. He only got 300,000, 150 more thousand left that he cannot even if he starts a business, he cannot pay his staff for the first month. So all these things can drive investors away. So I think that one of the points again people were considering when the president made that statement, and the reason is that this is glaring. Nobody can deny it. These things happen. These things happen in Liberia. That even if you go to register your business, the secretary to the director, you will see when you see the director, then from the director to the minister, you see the director, you will see the minister, and before all that one happen, the money.
You talk about secretary, the gay man. You start backing from the gay man.
You see, so all these things, people are taking all these things into consideration. But if the government is willing, it's not impossible. People want to go somewhere, or maybe you can talk to one person even the man now a millionaire, but you can talk to one guy who got a carpentry company. He can go and they can start renovating people's houses. Somebody who got plumbing company. All the boys around here, they got the dream that world. You call them, you go. They got a lot of things in Liberia to do. But when they men go to do those small jobs, then people are there robbing him, and he will not get justice. When you go to the court, you will not get justice.
Yeah. They do not to their own citizen. What's about foreigner? For God's sake. The own citizen, born citizen, born and bred in the country, established and do everything in that country until he reached to that level today, employing almost 300 to 400 human beings. Then he's not protected, but by his own government because he's not member of the ruling establishment. What's up with foreigner? So these are some of the problems. These are some of the problems. The government itself need to do their work first. Make sure clear the fee, the open fee for the people first. Let the fee be secure for everybody to come in. You don't have to ask anybody to come. When you make sure that the area is well secure, people see it that it's secure. Many Liberians visit the country for on several occasions. Some people go there for Christmas, some people go there for New Year, some people go there for family meeting, this and that. So you do observation and things there. You didn't see no sound security system in the country. You talk to them for now, they just made it at zero. The government said not serious. Okay, let me just bring something to your attention, Mr. Linford. Are you there? Because you meet her right now.
I'm here.
Okay. Now last week when Joe Weir arrived, because the government is creating insecurity for the country. Last week when Joe Weir arrived at the airport, those that wanted to go welcome the man, they brutalized him. They said they were vandalizing, they were causing problems, they were insecurity problem. The police went there. But today, Joseph Boakai was coming, there was no police, and there was no violence. The police did not brutalize no one. And people were on the principal street, blocking traffic. So how do you look at that? You see, the government, he said, creating insecurity for the country. These are some of the problems.
There is a valid argument to that. The valid argument is that ex-president George Weah is no more president. President Joseph Boakai is now the president. You see, the thing is, have you seen the roosters? If you in a village, okay, my grandfather used to raise all these things: a doffer, chicken, guinea fowl, all these things. So I remember we used to have roosters. So whenever they brought new rooster, if there are 2 or 3 roosters, they will find out one rooster. They will be in for maybe one a whole day. The whole hair will be so. Okay, so there can be 2 roosters at the same time. So, having George Weah as ex-president and having President Joseph Boakai as sitting president, and then when Weah is coming and then you see the airport full and people call him president, so the tendency is that, no, listen, you'll get people off the street, they will cause instability. This is the road going to the airport. People got to be traveling, and which is true, people got to travel. So what if you were traveling?
What happened today again? The same crowd on the street today.
Yeah, listen to the point I'm making now. Yeah, but listen to the point I'm making.
I'm listening.
Yeah, one person is president and the other one is not president. Yeah. So they will say they made that Boakai is the president. So whether he delayed the travel.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
can I say something about?
Yeah, listen, let me make my point.
Okay, make your point.
Yeah. So whether Boakai delays the traffic, they got justification. They say he is the president. But we are no more president. So when you delay the traffic, what would they say? Ex-president coming? So you can't have a president, ex-president. I was sitting here. I flew with Jimmy Carter in the plane from Atlanta. I'll getting off in what the plane is in Houston. Jimmy Carter flew onto his destination. There was nobody escorting him beside a full bodyguard that came in the plane.
Yeah.
Nobody want to wait for him to the airport. Nobody want to escort him. Nobody want to wait for him. But you do this thing like bro to display power. So then Boakai can justify that I am the sitting president. The people came to see me. But who are you? When you were president, it should happen. But that thing you're talking, okay, let me get wrapped up on this one. That thing you're talking, where I saw the government is, messing them up. When Costa was nothing. Costa used to be coming from America, people would do the same thing. The traffic would be blocked from Ralphie all the way to town. That he will even walk in the middle of the road from Ralphie Junction, from Delhi Junction all the way. Okay? Costa didn't get it. So it's not the first time. But because Weah is ex-president and Boakai don't want Weah to shine, there's the politics involved deeply, but look at it.
Yeah, can I say something? At the end of the day, you will create insecurity for the state. You will create misfeeling among the citizens. You will the thing that you say you're trying to fight to avoid it, you will create more problem for you than to solve problem. Because you will make the guys more popular, you will make the people to have more sympathy with him. You understand what I'm saying? But if you leave me alone, if you want to, the reason why this thing is happening, because people are not busy. I think we said the same thing in last time. People are not busy living for. If people got job, the busy doing their job. Will they leave their job to go to the airport to go stand there for 4 to 5 hours?
So I can tend to disagree with that as well. You got ministers who got job, who are employed. Ministers who are appointed and employed.
They're right.
They have responsibility. Yeah. Even the ordinary man, they will leave that job and go wait for the president. So how do you compromise that?
Yeah. Listen, I compromise that because when the government demand the minister then to go and wait for him at the airport is a dictatorial practice. That's not supposed to happen. The minister is not supposed to leave the people job and go stand to the airport waiting for the president for 4 to 5 hours. You're supposed to be doing the job for the citizen. But because we don't value our citizen, so the president would say, my minister must come and wait for me.
Okay, but okay, can I cut you off there and insert another point? Now, we live in a political culture where people, some of the people, 90% of Liberians, they hate themselves, but they love their political people. And if you ask me how they hate themselves, this is a guy who walked in the dirty water during the campaign. After election, government got seated. This guy was forgotten. He's abandoned. He hardly got food to eat. He's not employed. He didn't get nowhere to find. No hope. He got to beg. But when a political leader is coming, he will wake up hungry from bed and walk to. So we got people who are just blind loyalists to who they love in a political field. So whether you get a guy job, whether they're working or not, they will still wake up and go there and go follow their political leader. So I mean, this is the culture we come from. But let's say welcome to Francis Mensah. He's watching from the USA. I thought Francis was there. But Francis, you can call on the show and just brief us, give us maybe 1 or 2 minutes or how you saw the program, because you attended that program. Just you can call on the WhatsApp line and just tell us what transpired and how you liked the program or whatever. And let's welcome also Michael. He's Michael from Bergen, from Norway here, but he's otherwise known as Boakai. He said it's wrong that people praising individuals, both ex-president Weah and the current president Boakai, shouldn't encourage praise singers. Why all the crowds to meet individuals? Mr. Dolly is making a valid point. Okay, so you got somebody who is siding with you, but the point I'm making here is that
the house here, the house, seen it.
Yeah, but the point I'm making here is that we got these political pundits, people who just love.
It's wrong.
They just love this guy.
Yeah, but Limba, I'm not gonna. We need to graduate from this kind of mess. You and I here. How many times you see people going to wait for your king?
In fact, here in Norway, Michael, for why he lives right 3 hours away from here in a third bigger city. Okay, it's difficult. In fact, where he lives, former prime minister come from there already.
Yeah.
It's difficult to know these people. I lived in this country for Francis Mensah. Francis lives in Sweden. It's difficult to know the politicians there. You can see them on television. That's all. But in fact, I'm in a winning party now. My party just won. And our local leader here, if I tell you I know the woman, I know her. But the leader for the party, for the party, but the one that became prime, the city mayor, I don't know her. Maybe I've seen her before. These people, they're ordinary people. You see?
Let me bring some.
So the way we raise our political kingdom in Liberia, we create a kingdom around us, and we got the people who support us as our properties, and they themselves believe that they belong to us. So this is the problem that we have in Liberia. Yeah, I understand. This is the problem we have in Liberia. That people, when they join political party, they think the political party owns them or the political leader owns them. No, it's just like you join a football club. You're there to do your part. If you're supposed to play a game today, after the game you finish, you go home. The captain of the team or the team owner will go home. The team is still there, but you are not a team. But again, people do that, and when the ex-president is coming, you abandon what you are doing. You get up and go stand on the road. You're obstructing the traffic. And how big is RI road? So you got 2, 3, 4, 5 buses carrying people, and these people, some of them walking, going. So somebody who was supposed to be making a very important trip will be delayed. They might miss that flight. Another plane not coming until 2 days after. Can you imagine? So all these things. And then the political part of it is that we can have 2 presidents in the country. So President Boakai is the president, and you are no more president. So do not do that. And how many times would this government give the signal that you are not important anymore? You renovated, Ellen Johnson renovated that place, but you did the final touches. even the VIP terminal that I have not been there, that they say exists there, you completed it. This government had denied you from using that. So when will you learn lesson? But again, a part of the issue goes with the people, the voters, the people who are so committed to their opposition, I mean, their political leaders and themselves. Some of these people, I mean, the fact that, you know, I was watching or I was participating in some discussions where people are so happy that Boakai is building his retirement villa in Foya. And these guys, and this is somebody who lives in Soniwe in the same round house here in the mosquitoes, but he's happy. The same thing, Georgia people were doing it. Joshua was building his condominium and people were happy. People used to go there and stay and worship that building whole day. And when the government worshiping here, he walking, going home and hungry. No, I'm not saying you cannot love your politician or your political people, but listen, you are you. That political leader, he is him. When I make God get full, you're not getting full. When I make get sick, you're not getting sick. Or when you get sick, he's not getting sick. But to the point where you give yourself, you forget yourself, and you I think, you know, even making us to deviate from our topics. But also, it was good that you brought that topic about we are and Boakai, where the government, you said the government is the one trying to actually instigate some of the things that happen. But again, you got to look at it the other way. We has no right to amass troops, or I mean, group of people to go wait for him. For what? He's ex-president. They want to beat you, let them go to your house.
Yeah, listen to me. You just trying to pick at yeah. That's what I can see in the argument here. You know what happened? We are did now go with a ship. If it are really establishment during we are administration, during we are time, the ministry, every ministry will demand to ask their employees to come to the airport to wait for the president. You understand? During the administration. Yeah. During we are administration. You understand? Are you getting me? During we are administration, every ministry, when we are becoming more unpopular, because I have several of my relatives, my brothers, nephew working in the government from time to time. So the news should demand them to go to the airport to wait for the president, to work on the president.
Well, it's happening now.
You know what I mean? So, but ex-president don't have that power. So those that go there, they go there on their own willing mind. And you know one thing that can kill them? The administrator of their parties gave them daily bread that day. Maybe father, each person. You spend a whole week, you're not getting father. And somebody say today, your day is on me, I'm giving you father. But you have to come and show up. Will you go or not? So that's why I said to you, Mr. Linford, the whole thing is about what? People don't have anything to occupy their mind. People are not busy. If people were busy, no ordinary person will just say, okay, look here, you come and meet, I'm coming tomorrow to Monrovia. I want 100% to come there. Who will even listen to you? No. You don't get a job to do. You don't go to work or you go and stand to wait for you for you to come and come here.
Yeah, God.
So this is a problem. This is the problem, Don Lifford. Let us try to fight hard to create jobs for our citizens, at least. And the president coming to Europe or America to tell the Liberian people, you come home, you can't do this, you can't do that. You're not even providing the current security for the state. You're not even providing the basic necessity for the citizen. Then you're asking people to come down. And this is the man. I'm not talking about all the president, but this is the old man who was even laughing when Donald Trump said, "I'm coming for y'all." You're a foreigner. Then you say he owns citizen. They say, you say you won't be America. Very there. Donald Trump coming for you, and he was laughing with it. Then he telling you to come. What's the sense in that? Anyway, you leave it at Liberian people to listen to him or not to listen to him. That's what I can say here.
Okay, sorry, I'm killing several birds with one stone. But let's transition quickly. Probably this is the last topic on the discussion. The war on drugs is intensifying. In my own opinion, the war on drugs is intensifying. Since the appointment, I think this is the only agency under this Unity Party government that have been in the spotlight for the good and the bad. The first group of appointees to head that group, we all know what happened to them. They were working. I mean, nobody can say they were not working. They were working, but there were some administrative problems, and so they had to be dismissed, the entire hierarchy, and then a new group was appointed. And this new group that was appointed, some of them again came with bad reputation, and they have to be replaced. And so there's a new management group in place. I almost said managerial group, but it's a management group in place. So they are working. Just the week that just ended, we understand that a huge consumer of drugs was arrested at the in Grand Cayman County in a place called Tenney, and so that's one of the achievements that they've made so far. But yesterday, I saw a video where I saw a fleet of vehicles, some jeeps and pickups, brand new with no plate, no more, nothing, brand new. About I understand about 15 of them, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so the government has given it to the LDEA to fight drugs. As you know, one of the problems we have with security forces in Liberia is mobility, where maybe even if you have armed robbers visiting you and you live in, say, Jupo Road, and then you calling the police, they will say, well, we have only one police car, but it's not here, it's going on the other side. And so the police officers cannot even come, even if they are available. So the government gave them 15 vehicles. And I, for one, the moment I saw that video, I commented on it. I've never praised this government that much, but my comment on that video yesterday was, I commend the government in this direction because this is one way to fight the crime. Imagine that Padoli was way in New Jersey estate, and then he saw people doing drugs, and he called the LDEA officer, and they don't have car, they got to take taxi to come, or they got to take keke to come. That time that they would take to find keke, to even put gas in the keke, and then to start to come there, or to get motorcycle to try to come there, the criminal might have escaped. And we also, before the second administrators or the group of administrators that were just dismissed from the LTEA, there was this incident where they have arrested some drug people, and the daughter of this guy was there. And while they were in a scuffle with the drug people, one of the LTEA motorcycle was stolen, along with a military guy who can assist them with a motorcycle. So you see, they have been very, very immobile. And so for the government to provide those vehicles, I was very impressed. I, for one, appraise it. I think that's one of the areas where I've been looking to see government acting. So I don't know, how do you look at that, Padoli?
Thank you. When I newly joined the police my first office I was working was to logistics department. Once late Colonel Henry K. Dixon So logistics of any entity is very, very essential. But the bigger problem we have in Liberia, not only the security sector, every corner, every sector of our government functioning, the bigger problem we have is maintenance. You see, when that police headquarters was built, it was number one best police headquarters in the entire West Africa. But immediately after 2, 3 years, you could the share where the police here was, you could call the place who you know in part from here. You understand what I'm saying? So this is some of the problem we have in that country. And you saw the 15 brand new pickup being given to them. I'll give you 2 years and see whether they will still be existing. You understand what I'm saying? The maintenance is one of our sickness, our problem. I do agree that here is a good idea. Mobilities make the security to be effective. Because if you don't have a mobile to move from one end to another, you won't be able to continue. During those days when we start working in force, there was a patrol car, there was a van, not even pickup. We were not dealing with pickup, we were dealing with van and patrol vehicle. The patrol vehicle used to work 24 hours round the clock. We used to change the shit 3 times, day and night. So the patrol car will be patrolling every corner and see what is going on. When you see anything is going on, it's not correct. We call Central. Central will send the reinforcement, the special task force to go and raid the whole area. That is the effective way of doing security work. So they pick up them. That I bet you can only work in a day. In a night, you will not see them. You'll be kept to their bossmen and horses. So all these things, then the entire security system need to be revamped. You need to put it in a real proper manner.
You just struck one point that I think I want to talk about a little bit. That is the maintenance of the vehicles. That's one point that you just struck that I want to talk about. Even our private cars, if we don't maintain them, they will become wrecked, useless, and not useful to us. So there is this old age adage in Liberia that is say that government property. When a government property, nobody cares. So I don't know how to
Can I come in with some idea?
Yeah, you're coming, but there's something I want to say, but I'm thinking how to put it. Should these vehicles be only used during work hours instead of one bossman saying, I'm the director here, so I'm carrying the car home, and when the car goes home, maybe all the weekend they may take the car carrying the way more country to go put bag of cassava inside and bring it home to the house, and they are using this car as private cars. I mean, out of business hours. The reason I'm asking this is that in Europe, most company cars, they are used during working hours, and right after that, it's parked. You don't see yourself getting inside anymore. Okay. I work in the government here. Sometimes I use the government car. When that hour finish, I got to park a car. Okay. In fact, I had a bad experience one time. I had to use a car for 1 week. It was assigned to me for 1 week. I used this car, but I misunderstood my boss that I was supposed to use the car for 1 week. So I used it for another week. And then the other people can't find the car. So they called the boy. She started looking for the car. She called the police that they finished stealing the car. But then my wife saw the car and they said, oh, boy, the car is there. Then she asked me, she said, oh, but I called the police or the police looking for the car. I said, no, call them and say, I got it. See, so once you have this car assigned to you, and then anything happens to it, you will be held responsible because it's assigned to you. But in Liberia, the cars are assigned, I don't know whether to the boss or who, and everybody will use it. So now the boss will take and carry home. When anything happens to it, they put it down.
No,
When I was growing up or living on the Papa, we used to live in one fire service captain house. And this man, during those time, they bought the Peugeot pickup, this small Peugeot pickup for them. That is the car I learned to drive on. Can you imagine the whole fire brigade pickup? That's the car I learned to drive on. I'm just making my scene today. We were 3 boys. They made 2 sons and myself. Okay, and my father had a car. I dared to drive car, but I not drove car before. So send out all car, I go my car, the mason will see the car key and bring it. When midnight, that time we can learn to drive, we'll be driving it. Okay, so you see, the thing is, government property, nobody cares for it. So when you make that point about those cars being down, maybe probably down in 2 years' time, it's a very serious point. And I think that's one of the things that government should consider, that people should use the cars during work hours. And if it is assigned to you, if anything happens to it, you should be responsible instead of saying that government car.
You see what happened, when something we call nationalists, when people have the feeling for their country, every property of that country, people will have feeling for it. You understand what I'm saying? You see, we always say something, say charity begin at home. Yes, we make very fine law, fine, serious, and everything, we put it in black and white. But implementation is one of the problems we have in our country. As I'm telling you, you see, to maintain government property is very easy to be done, provided if people are willing to have feeling for their own country. So the country properties, you will have feeling for it. We have system for this thing then. When we were working to police department, they call division, they call logistic division. It was a logistics section where we have uniform, we provide gas, we provide even the police boot, the police shoe, the bed, the cartridge, the arm, the ammunition, everything was coming through us. Down to the Tussle, we need to buy it for the government, for the police headquarters. But here is the situation: people will misuse it. I will tell you someone of this small funny story about some of the behavior of our brothers at times. Even the one that's supposed to be used for the purpose of to maintain the department there as supervising, you will take it and carry home to go use it for the domestic problem. So all these things that happening, so there's no punishment for this thing that when people are committing kind of petty crime. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't recognize this thing to be a crime. We think that that's an immunity. I must chief for this. But let me tell you something. The government vigor, the one that assigned to the big man, he can be assigned to the big man directly. The one that assigned for the operation, it can be assigned to the operation. It's not assigned to an individual. It's assigned to those that are on ship. So
the question is, if shift A, shift B, shift C, if the car is damaged during shift A, should the people that were using it at that time be responsible, or just let it go, say that government property? Then shift B, people can enjoy it and go. Let's say
even you are a division chief or department chief, the government assign car to you. When anything wrong with your car, you can't pay anything for it. You can't buy any spare part for it unless you haven't where there's no way that you can able to move from there to come to the office. You have to do any emergency expenditure. When you do it, You make sure that you got receipt for what you did. You come and give it to the government, and the government reimburse you. So when the government assign car to you in Liberia, I'm talking about everywhere, in Liberia, as a senior administrator, your gas, even your tire finish, the government provide tire for you.
Well,
When
I think this is
even change the oil, even change the oil, government change the oil for you.
I think this is something where, or this is
So I want
something
you to know
that we need to work on as a country, because
so what's the best thing now? I can tell you one of the best thing that government can do to avoid this kind of unnecessary expenditure. I can tell you that. Here in the country where I am, which is England, all the plenty police cars you see there on the street, not for government. None of them for government. It's a rental car. They renting from viewer company and thing there. You understand what I'm saying? They pay them for the service. The company make sure that the viewer didn't be in meeting. One, and also it's part of the contract. When they are hard pursuing a criminal and any damage, the police not responsible. The company will provide the car for them, the insurance take care of it. You understand? That will also help us for the effective operation to go on. But I hope some in the future government will take consideration to this kind of thing then. So
that's a far-fetched dream, because if the government cannot maintain their own car, right now, you know how many vendors the government owe. So that, you know, that's just certain thing that can work, you know, in Liberia.
Yeah, but you see, if we continue to say it can't work, then it will never work.
No, but it cannot work. You see, the thing is just like you say, if I come here or
if we continue to say
it cannot work. Listen, the government, some friendly countries will give the government free car, free fire brigade trucks, free police trucks.
But that
let me make my point now. They give you free car. They say all you need to do is maintain these cars. Instead, you cannot maintain it. You drive the car until they break down. So waiting, or you go to one car rental or one company say, you rent the car to me, you rent me the police car or the fire service car or this, I'll pay you. That just work. I don't know, but what government needs to do, government has budget for everything.
That's why I am telling you. Yeah. Go on. I'm listening.
Yeah. No, but what I was saying is, for me, I feel like it's not going to work easily, because it may work, but they will not pay the people, and then they will run into problem. Because if you can get free car, and these cars, all you need to do is maintain them. You cannot maintain them, they break down. Go to GSA. You work with government. Go to GSA and see how many cars parking there for federal ministries. Somebody have a tire problem.
Yeah, that's why I'm telling you.
Having internet problem, you need to log off and come in back.
You're not hearing me?
You keep fluctuating.
All right, let me log off and come back.
Okay, so if you just joining us, we want to say this is important. We are just about to be wrapping up. We've been talking about Liberia first. We talked about the meeting that the president had with Liberian diaspora, Liberians living in the United States and elsewhere, because people travel everywhere, even from Europe there. And his proposal that Liberians should return home to invest in their country and help with the nation building process. And
you sure you can hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you. And we also talked about the proposal made by President Donald Trump of the United States of America to end the war between uh, Israel and the Palestinians. And also, we just talking about
All right. So I guess
talking
we move on.
we're talking about the fleet of vehicles that was donated to the LDEA by the government of Liberia. And I personally feel that that was in the right direction to intensify or to strengthen the, the ability of the LDEA officers to work, because in the absence of transportation, they can work, but not much they can do, because Monrovia itself is lack of transportation. Uh, so to have a security apparatus that does not have mobility is hard. So I think that was the right direction. But the question is whether those vehicles will be maintained. As usual, we know government properties are not well maintained in Liberia. This is the culture, and that's what we're talking about. So we hope that the government will regularly check those vehicles, and I think the Commonwealth Ministry should also put some mechanism into place where they can check some of these vehicles periodically. And one thing the Public Works Ministry could do, one thing the Public Works Ministry could do is, like we do here in Europe, we have something called the EU control. Like the Public Works Ministry could say, okay, every year, every 6 months, don't make it a year, yeah, make it 6 months. Say every 6 months, every ministry, okay, we'll go to finance ministry, starting from January, we'll check finance ministry. All of the cars, government cars assigned to finance ministry, you'll bring it for checking. Carry send Public Works, carry motor pool with all the tap mechanics and whatever. You bring it, they check everything. They certify that this car is good. If anything is wrong, ground that car until it can be repaired before you return it to the person in the director or whoever is using it. Then when you finish with Ministry of Finance, then you move to Ministry of, wherever, Ministry of Health, and make sure you take it ministry by ministry. Every 6 months, then they check their cars. If you finish with finance in January, by June, they should also carry the cars back again. I think that in that respect, the Ministry of Follower will have some control over those cars. They will know what was the problem last time and it was fixed, and what is the new problem on the car. If it cannot be fixed, decommission that car, you can probably use it for spare part for other cars, but to just give them the car and say, okay, you'll go away, they take these cars, they running traffic smart and doing their own business with it, but it stays government car, they're getting gas or gas leak. They're waiting for when the tire bursts, they're waiting for government to fix the tire. When the brake fails, they want government to, So if the Ministry of Public Works will give every ministry time period that you got to report your car for checking. In Europe, every 2 years we check out your car, and especially in Norway, the cars they are registered 2 letters, 5 numbers. The last number, I got 2 cars. One of them is 1. The last number is 1. The other one, the last number is 9. The one that is 9, I'm going to carry this September. September is the last month. I mean, it's the 9th month. Okay, and I've been receiving letter, reminder from the police, from the Ministry of Transport. I got to carry it, and they will check it. When they check it, everything they see on it, they'll make a list. I got to carry it to garage. They fix it, then I carry it back again, and they check it and satisfy before I can put it on the road. If not, I got to remove the plate and carry it to the police. That means that car is not in order, it's not running anymore. But if I keep it on the road, the police see it, they will impound it and they farm me. You see it? So that's why you see when we send car, it can be 20 years old car is sending from Europe to Africa, it's still moving, it's correct. It may have some rust. Rust is not that much problem unless if it is on a sash. But if they just rust on the door or whatever, it's not that much problem. But the engine, and here in Norway, they are not repairing, they are replacing. Anything that's on the car, they will replace it. They're not going to knock, boom, 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 straighten it apart. Oh, no. That's why you see 20-year-old car, they got some cars here, they call veteran cars. Some of them are 60, 70, 80 years old. They're moving. Okay? I saw one old man driving his grandfather's car. Can you imagine the old man? He's almost 70 years old, driving his grandfather's car. Not his father, but his grandfather. So that car is around 100 some more years, but it's still moving because they're replacing the parts only. So if the Ministry of Public Works can do this, not annually, because if you make it annually, whole year, plenty people will damage the car, no Liberian people. They drive out there and get drunk, they will go bounce in the hole and all these things. So make it 6 months. Every 6 months, you survey one ministry, you put one ministry, all the cars, every car is sent to this Ministry of Health. You'll bring it, they check it. Whether you in Grangie there, or you can report to the local public works branch in Grangie there, sound wherever you are. Then they check your car, whatever damage on it, they repair it before they get you away. Okay? And they will take it from that particular entity's budget. If they do that, I think the people will meet in the car. But if you just give it to them and say you're carrying a government car, I know what I'm talking about. I learned to drive on a government car. I know what I'm talking about. So I think we need to be making some of these recommendations to government. So if you just join us for the first time, this is important on Liberia discussions. And today we've been talking about issues about Liberia, and my colleague, Mr. Yakuba Morris Dolly, was with me, and the rest of the guys, Francis Mensa, is still in the United States. He went there to the Diasporan conference, and also Paul the Lord Chilopele is traveling. I guess and whenever he has the time, he'll be joining us. And Jamal Kamara could not be here tonight, and so it's been kind of a monologue. And then Padoli, as we call him Padoli, he's the elderly brother on the show here, so he joined me, and we did discuss the issues. So we just about to leave, to take our leave of you. So let me bring back Mr. Dolly. Probably he has just 1 or 2 words, and then we'll be leaving you. Padoli, are you hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so we just about to close, and I was making a proposal. When it comes to the maintenance of the cars, because that's a secret issue that we're talking. They say it's not hard to circumcise a snake, but who will hold a hair? Okay, so to give the LTEA or any ministry for that matter, new brand car is not a problem, but who will maintain these cars? Because that government property, LDA officer will say, yeah, we are working. They'll drive the car wherever the tire burst, they'll leave it there. Wherever the brake is on, or you can put it in the local car, whatever damage, yeah, or lower volume. So wherever the clutch gives up, they'll leave it there. But I was making a proposal just before you came in. I know you got the same system in the UK. Here in Norway, we get a EU control, the European Union control. That is for all European countries standard. That every 2 years you have to carry your car for control. I don't know how they do it in the UK, but here our cars got number. I live in the UK for 5 years going to school. I didn't understand anything about traffic. The first thing in the road, I don't understand. Number 1, number 2, your license plate thing, I don't understand. But here we got stand up. We get 2 letters. Okay, the 2 letters, then we got 5 numbers. So like one of my car is UF, U as in university and F as in father. So UF 36419. I mean 41369. UF 41369. So that 9 is the 9th month, September. So I'm supposed to carry 2 years ago. Now I'm supposed to carry in the September, by September ending today. But tomorrow, if I pull a car on the road, it will be illegal. If I pull on the road tomorrow, it's illegal. So if I carry for this 2025, they will check it. They will do the control. Whatever damage on it, they will give me the list. I fix it. I carry it back to the same garage. They get special garage, not every garage. Then they will approve it and send the information to the Ministry of Transport and to the police that this car is back in operation. It's safe to drive. Okay? So until the next 2 more years, 2027, before I carry it again. So I was saying that if the Ministry of Public Works, since they got the government motor pool, if they can check every ministry, every agency, like say they go to LDEA, they say, okay, October, all the cars are LDEA, you'll bring it to Ministry of Public Works. And we check it. Anything that damage on it from your budget, we'll use it to repair those cars. And then in the next 6 months again, you'll come by again. I think if they do that, some of the cars' life will be long because, they will know that there is the regular maintenance. But you just take a new brake car, you dash in their lap, and you go. They will drive it, it breaks down wherever it breaks down, and they leave it and go. So what do you think? Do you think they could practice such, and it will help to improve the system a little bit?
Yeah, thank you very much. The play what you're talking about is a GSA, it's not public work.
Okay, yeah, the GSA, yeah.
All right. Let me tell you something.
It could work in government. I know work in government, so I know.
So I'm telling you, I work in the government. So what happened this year is the thing. What you just saying, many of this law is in Liberia. I've told you, implementation is a problem because you will not know that most of the law is in the country unless you work in a various division or department. Then you will know that this thing there exists. But the problem we have is implementation. The GSA got a special budget, visit every ministry and agencies in the country to get the equipment, what do you call inventory, to get an equipment inventory. Those equipment that need to be maintained, like a vehicles and some office desks and things. Then, what time they're supposed to replace this thing? Then they know it. GSAs will go and purchase. GSA had a budget from the government to purchase for each of these ministry and agencies. Each ministry and agency have their own logistic officers that will go and sign for this equipment, like a spare part, the spare part for the vehicles, maintenance of any institution. The motor-proof department of that ministry will go to GSA and sign for this spare part. But in transit, somebody think then disappear and nothing can out of it. These are the problem we have, brother. In transit, many of these things, sometimes the GSAs workers then, this thing there, the government will give them the money, they will buy it, and they will also take it and misappropriate it. Nothing come out of it. These are the problem. Honesty is one of the biggest enemies we have in our country, to be honest. And listen, let me tell you something. Sometimes, if you talk it, then the people will say, oh, you condemn all your citizens. But let me be realistic. To be honest, in our country, more especially in the government, to work in the government, to be honest, is a crime punishable by death. Let me tell you. If you trying to be honest, to say everything must go according to the board, your own colleagues will say the man is stepping on our chopping to get rid of you. Something they call alligator god. You know alligator god?
I heard about it.
You heard about it, right? So sometimes they use that on you for fun and get you off their way. So these are the problem. How can we graduate from this kind of petty something is yet to be seen? That's the problem. It doesn't mean that this procedure you're talking about in not there though. They got a maintenance department in every ministry and agency. And they got budget for all these things there. When the government is so corrupt from the finance ministry and this and that, sometimes it can be difficult for people to even get their allotment to get this equipment and things to maintain their office. Sometimes some of the ministry and agency can run all the stationery. Common thing like fire and ribbon and all these things there, currency and things there. Sometimes they can run all of it. If you run your office, sometimes you yourself gotta go and buy it. So all these things there is a problem. We need we need somebody The law is there, Mr. Linford. The law is there. The procedure is there. Everything is written, but we are not implementing it. That's the problem. That's why I told you that. Excuse me. That 15 brand new car is here over 2 year time because of our carelessness. Because we're so careless, you will see what will happen.
Well,
They will be packing.
Until we can, change our way of doing things, we hope that until we can change. That's what I say.
We need to change our attitude. That's all we need to do.
Until we can change our attitude, it's a long haul, and but every long rope has an end. It may not be our time. It may be the next one.
Maybe. You see, for a typical example, bro Lifa, you see, country like Ghana was so corrupt to the extent that common sugar, people used to stay on the land to buy it. Everything was scammed. But today, where we run into? One man came, they called General Rowan. What he did, but today, once anybody tried that, you are in a serious mess. He killed all the old politicians that was in power. He killed all of them. But who can try that now today?
We hope not to go to that extent where we have to kill somebody.
No, but I'm there telling you that before he could put things in order, and he sent for people in the diaspora and tell them, so look, here is the situation. The way you are working in Europe and America, like how you're going to work here. But you see, you heard what happened to these people there. If you go our African way, if you do our African way, you are caught. Your parents will regret why they have to burn you. Anyway, have a good night.
Yeah.
We meet Friday.
Yeah. Well, guys, that was it, Mr. Morris Yakuba Dolly there. And Friday, we're going to be here. We should be the 3rd of October. So this is the final edition of the program, the Townhall Liberia discussions for the month of September. So if you're born in September, we want to say happy birthday to you. I have many people born in September in my family. One of them was just born on the 28th of September, which was 2 days ago. So I got almost 4 or 5 people born in September in my real family, brothers and sisters. So if you are born in September, we want to say happy birthday to you. And of course, coming October, if anybody, I don't have any October born. So if anybody was born in October and you are one of our followers, we want to say thank you very much and follow us. And for those of you who always follow us on the show, we want to also thank you and acknowledge you, because without you, we cannot be here, and without us, you cannot be there. It's a teamwork. You are there, we are here, and together we can make it. And we just before we leave, we want to recognize 1 or 2 people whose names at least we can see on our dashboard. Jelu Waimo, my brother here in Norway. Also Eric Valentine Pine, my little brother Alan Goe, and Fumba O.K. Nye, and Chadela Chiruple, or Brian Chiruple, and Francis Mensah. You all here. We want to say thank you for being with us. Until Friday, when we shall be back here. My name is Linford Goe, and I've been along with Mr. Morris Yakuba Dolly. And together, like he said, we're going to be here on Friday to bring you some more much needed information. But just before we leave, we're going to leave you with this music. I like this music. This music say, they can say his friend, the way his friend can treat him like it. So he get Paul on them one side. So
Francis, I mean, Linford, before you go, you think we'll cover up the convention in Calcutta Friday?
Well, I'm not too sure because of the time difference.
Have you talked to Chloe?
I haven't talked to Paul just when he got to settle. But the thing is, for me, I don't have time on that Friday because of the time difference. It's just a matter of the time. But if there is somebody there to cover it for us, why not? Or we can stream it if I'm home. And let's say closing argument is carrying it, we can stream it. We can stream it from there. So no problem. And
okay.
Yeah. But why all the cases will be able to see what we can do. That's the ANC convention. As you know, this program, this platform is almost pro ANC, so to speak. So that's why Padol is concerned about that. So, but we'll see what we'll do. So, guys, we want to take you home with this little piece of music. I love this music. It's done by a Liberian artist. So I love this music, and I don't know if I can get it on. Let me try to see if I can get it on right here. And that's how I would like to leave you on this edition of the program, the Bottom Line Liberian Discussions. Let me see. Forgive me, it's taking a little bit of time. I got to sort this internet thing off. So let's see if we can get it rolling.
It's your bonario, civility, tipila, patala. It's the producer creation. So many reasons I could be by myself. I don't keep any friends in younger. Sometimes friends can take tears from my eye. I don't treat them bad, but they can treat me bad. I show them clear how to show me rocking high. Friendship, unite you with me. So if they think it's a friendship, I do you cool. I don't put it one side. Put it one side. Yeah, you don't put it one side. So if they think it's a best, I do you cool. I don't put it one side. Put it one side. Yeah, you don't put it one side. Now what you buy, friendship bring it up. Me younger than for you carry on a side. I use it.